It's Monday morning and you forgot to do your homework and you're in class and you're wondering what do. You look to the right and you see your friend has done everything to the last point. So the best thing you can do is copy their homework word for word and change the name. The automotive world is the same. There are car manufacturers who will go to the extent of copying other car manufacturers in terms of design and what their cars offer and just changing the badges here and then. And there are those who are audacious and bold and will just buy off the competition, change the badge, change everything and have the competition on their side. Hello good people, welcome to Keep Left, your old car guide to all things cars and all things automotive. As always, my name is Kev, the host who knows most about cars, and today we have the 2013 Toyota Passo, or is it? So this is the Toyota Passo, or as it should be identified as, the DAIHATSU Boon. In 1998, Toyota acquired a majority stake in the company Daihatsu, and in 2016, they followed up their word and they just said, come on, you guys just need to be part of it. And they bought the whole corporation of Daihatsu, and from then, Daihatsu has been part of Toyota. So, and as such, the Toyota Passo is basically a Daihatsu Boon, but with rebadges. And if you consider, the two are identical cars. Manufacturers will do that in other times when it is easier instead of going the extent of doing R&D and coming up with a new model of a car, you can just get from the competitor and you do it as your own. So welcome to the 2013 Toyota Passo, a small car, nice looking, cute looking, normally used by taxi companies to ferry people because of its fuel efficiency, as we'll come to find out later on. And it's there. In terms of look, it doesn't look so good or so bad. It's just there. It is a car that is designed to be utilitarian and functional. And that's what it delivers in terms of its practicality and usability. The interior it doesn't have a lot to offer. It is very basic. Again, they have this plastic interior to go with the feel of it being very serviceable and easy to live with. Very simple. It has this aftermarket radio. The other thing is the display, the instruments cluster is actually built into the dashboard, and it's very simple. It just has your speed and that's all. The AC is very easy. They have so many compartments, ideally to put things. And what I found very interesting is this flip up thing. Go into the comment section and tell me if you know the purpose of this. I'll be very curious to know if there's anyone who understands the purpose of this. Back to the car is the armrest, which is quite unique. These are mostly found in other cars at the back, at the back seat, but this is in the front seat. It acts as an armrest, and if you flip it up like this, it becomes extra space for someone to sit here. But I'm quite curious because I don't see any safety belts for this. So I'm curious if this is actually a seat for a third person in the front to make this car a 6-seater. But aside from that, this armrest doubles up as a compartment. When you press there, you get a compartment. There's this section where you can probably put coins. The seats are very simple and easy to work on and to clean. The car is simple in itself. The headliner is the cloth type, which is not the best in terms of maintenance. This one becomes very dirty very easily. And aside from that, it's simple. The car is very simple. It doesn't have a lot to offer. At the back, this car has more space than most medium-sized cars and SUVs and compact crossovers. You see, the legroom is good, the headroom is good, and ideally that comes by the fact that there's very limited space in terms of the boot, so they are able to put the seats far back. And aside from that, this is a car that is mostly used in the commercially to probably as a cab. So by that virtue, you'd expect this car to have a lot of space, and they have that spot on. That is very impressive for this car. And as I was mentioning, the rear seats, you don't have this as a folding over seat. You actually have this as a designated seat, and the safety belts can tell you, as opposed to the front one. So this one maintains it can carry 3 people comfortably, I would say, considering it's a small car. The boot is very simple and small, and ideally you don't buy this car for its cabin space, so what you get is what you live with. It's very small. You have this bottom section to put your spare wheel, and aside from that, this car seat harness is quite well located at the back here. This car is simple, and it just goes to show you the purpose that it's being designed. So it's very hard for you to find people using these cars on a daily basis, because half of the time you end up being stopped by the police, assuming it's a cab. Under the bonnet is a very familiar engine. This is the 1K RFE, which is a 1000cc, actually 983 cc's, which denotes basically to 1000cc. That's what we have today on this car. And they have the 1NR-FE, which is found in Pro boxes and some other Toyota derivatives, which is also a familiar car. In terms of gearboxes, they're also very simple. You either have a 5-speed manual gearbox or a 4-speed auto CVT transmission. They come as simple as that. And I understand that you don't want to complicate these cars, because they are made to be very serviceable and easy to live with. If you've ever been in a go-kart, you would understand when I say this is almost like a go-kart. The sitting position is very confined and raised in terms of you being able to see the road. You can see it very clearly. Most of the people who will buy these cars will buy them for commercial services, to put them in the taxi services or for hire services. And I understand, because again, the fuel efficiency of this car is unmatched. The 1000cc engine will give you more than 25 kilometers to the liter. Sorry for that. And I understand it. It's simple. The gauge cluster contains very minimal features, just your speed, no rev counter or anything. The fuel bar is only the other thing that you'll see there, and the mileage. And that's all that you need to have in this car. It is built to be very utilitarian and to serve you. In terms of power, they don't have so much power, and this is just to go by the engine that they employ, the 1NR-FE 1000cc engine. So you won't win any prizes for being the fastest car when you buy this car. And ideally, there are two aspects that you need to consider. For it to be fuel efficient, you have to do a trade-off with speed. So these cars are not very powerful, but they get up to speed as you go, and that's what you need, especially if you are in the commercial business of probably taxi services, where most of these cars are being utilized. But ideally, I understand it. I understand this from Toyota. I understand what they were going for. Very minimalistic sort of a car, and that's all you get. So in terms of prices, considering the earlier models, which were from 2011, you are going to do anything in the regions of 450,000 to the upper limits of 2016 models will set you back an amazing 900,000. And this is obviously because of prices of cars have gone up, but ideally all factors held constant, with the mid 600 to 700,000 you should be able to get one that will serve you well. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, give it a huge thumbs up. Ring on the bell icon for notifications on future videos, and subscribe. Thank you so much for the support so far. It is immense. Thank you so much, and until next time, it is peace.